Hi, I'm Bob Berg from Thunderbird Atlatl. I'd like to show you the atlatls that we make here in our shop. I'll put the dart into each one as I show you. This is a Wyalusing atlatl. It's one of our first atlatls. This is the atlatl that I came up with after kind of looking at National Geographic magazines for ages. I was inspired by the Mayans and the Moche and the Aztecs and all those people. It's a nice looking atlatl. It's great for hunting. This is the way you put the dart on it. You just slide that dart right in there and hook it here and hold it down with your index finger. Remember to put a little bit of backward pressure on it. So the next one is the Catatonic. This has a spur on it that is it's just a drilled spur. It's made out of wood, very hard wood. I think these are made out of Tioga. This has a riser, and this has kind of a smooth grip here. And just like the Wyalusing, you hold this on with your index finger, like that. The next one is the Catatonic Hunter. Likewise, it has a spur right here. This one you can load just by sliding the dart in place like this. All you have to do is clap it right there and push it back, and it automatically loads, and it's ready to shoot. If you want to shoot a lot of shots in a row quickly, this is the atlatl to use. The best feature is the fact that you can load it in the dark without looking. You know, it's a great atlatl for fishing and hunting. If you're out on a boat and you need to, you know, you're rocking back and forth on the boat and you need to put a harpoon on, you can more easily clamp it in place like that and just slip the spur into the end like that. Then there's the Tioga. The Tioga is kind of like that too. It was designed originally to do that. The same thing as the Catatonic Hunter. You can slide it back like that. But this has some limitations in its use. I would probably not prefer to use this for hunting. It's a really beautiful atlatl though. Look at the lines of that thing, just gorgeous. This is the Wyalusing. This particular one is made out of purple heart, and it has a Tioga spur. It's wrapped with artificial sinew. The reason we use artificial sinew and not real sinew is because basically animals chew on atlatls that are covered with real sinew, so we prefer longer lasting atlatls that don't get chewed up. We have animals in the house, our dogs. So anyway, that atlatl again is held with the index finger. So we come to the Nanticoke. The Nanticoke is quite a different animal from the other ones. This one here has a leather loop. You put your index finger through one and your thumb through the other, and you pull the leather down past the first knuckle of your thumb and the second knuckle of your index finger. You hook the spur on like this. There's no fancy way to do that. You just have to hook it on there. And then you hold the dart with your thumb and index finger with a little bit of back pressure against the spur. You use this finger here as a cradle that holds the dart in place. You shoot by letting it go like that. So that's the Nanticoke. This particular Nanticoke is wrapped with artificial sinew. We sell them without that. We also sell them without the leather loops. These things work just fine without the leather loops, but they work better with them. And then these three atlatls all have these Ys. We call them Ys. They're a little thing that holds the dart without holding it with your finger. The dart just fits into the Y like that, and you do not put your finger on the dart. And one of the important things about these Ys is not to press the dart into the Y. Just drop it in there. Don't put any downward pressure. Just the weight of the dart is enough to hold it in place. for two reasons. One, if you push it down in there, it'll crack the Y in half. And the further you push it down, the more energy is required to lift it up out of there when you're shooting. When you're casting it, the first thing that happens is the dart has to release itself from the Y. This particular atlatl is a Canandaigua with a wedge. There's a heavier hardwood in the handle. It makes the handle a little weighted and helps balance out the dart and makes the atlatl work a little bit better, function a little bit better. So now we come to the smooth-handled Canandaigua. That also has a Y. We carve these out of one solid piece of wood, except we put a spur in there, and obviously the Y is a different piece of wood. And this particular atlatl comes in two lengths. This is the shorter of the two lengths. You want one that's about this long. This is an atlatl that's designed for somebody that's a lot smaller than I am. Again, it hooks like that. And remember, when you put the dart in, don't push it into the Y. And then we come to this atlatl. This is a Canandaigua. This one's made out of walnut, and it also has a Y. When we build these atlatls, we make the Y so you can pull it out. It's so you can use it either way, with a Y or with your fingers. I'll show you first how it's used with the Y. Okay, this is a paddle grip atlatl, and the difference between this atlatl and the other atlatls is your arm bends this way. These atlatls are hammer grip atlatls. Your wrist is bending this way. This one, it's bending this way. Rather than this way, it bends this way, like you're waving goodbye. For some people, that's an advantage, and in particular, it's an advantage for people who have problems with pain in their wrist or in their elbows from hammering. A lot of people have that problem. Remember, this atlatl, the Y comes out, so you can pull the Y. You can use it without the Y, like this. You can put your thumb right on top of it. This is an atlatl that's been patterned after atlatls in British Columbia. They found these in the, I'm not sure, I think it's called the Columbia River. I found pictures of fragments of this atlatl, and I used Photoshop and I kind of pasted them together, and it came out looking a lot like this. It was a little shorter. It was probably only that long. I believe that it was only that long because it was used out of a boat or a kayak or something like that for fishing. Fishing atlatls are generally shorter than terrestrial or hunting atlatls. So I hope you have a pretty good idea of what kind of atlatls we make here at Thunderbird Atlatl. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us. The phone number is right here, and you know, call me up. I'd be glad to answer the phone and answer your questions.